Honestly, the most simple way that I put it is this reminds me of the past, where World War I, World War II was happening, and the way it's looking, what Russia is doing right now, I think this could cause a large war to happen, which would cause a huge decline in the stock market. Welcome to episode 9 of the Bag Talk Show, where Tyrell and I are your financial tutors. So we got a lot of stuff planned for you guys, but before we get started, like always, we gotta tell you to like this video. Make sure you comment any questions you have. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. And they gotta hit that notification bell, because how many videos did we drop, bro?
2 videos a week, Mondays and Wednesdays, every single week.
So you gotta make sure you tune in.
Facts.
And also, Tyrell and I were obviously working on Monday because it was Valentine's Day. We wanted to put the content out for you guys.
Thanks.
But hopefully you guys enjoyed a nice Valentine's Day.
Yeah, because, we have to provide the vibes.
That's all it is. You got to bag talk and chill.
Bag talk and chill. It's the illest vibe.
Exactly.
Y'all bringing girls to restaurants. And
that's what I'm saying. How many of you guys Netflix and chill, but how many of you guys bag talk and chill?
Bag talk and chill.
You know what I'm saying? There's levels to it.
Thanks.
But today we have a bunch of cool stuff for you guys. We're going to talk about what's happening around the world and how it affects the U.S. market, and not only just the stock market. It affects basically the entire, ecosystem. It affects our life.
Everything.
And then obviously we're also going to put you guys onto what you guys can expect for the rest of the week. So let's just get started, basically, bro.
Word.
There's a lot of stuff happening in China, right, with the Olympics. So just put them on.
Yeah, bro. So in the Olympics, Visa, we know the company Visa, they've had a hold on all the transactions that go down there. Like in the Olympics, you normally could transact with either Visa or with cash.
Yep.
But now China is they trying to shake it up.
Yeah, they're saying, we're taking our money back, essentially.
That's a fact.
By saying, we got our own currency now.
Yep.
Which is crazy because, wait, what is the currency called? I don't want to say it wrong.
Yeah, the digital yuan.
Yuan.
Yeah.
The digital yuan.
Yuan.
Okay, got it. I suck at saying things, so I apologize. Not even trying to be rude. But if you think about it, this is big because I think a couple of weeks ago or last couple of episodes, we talked about the digital currency for India, which is obviously huge because it's one of the largest populations. And now you see China doing it too, because the 2 largest populations are doing it. How do you think that's going to impact the rest of the world? Where do you think they're going to go?
Exactly. They're going to follow suit.
Exactly.
And it's happening. There's other countries, which we'll say in a minute, but, just to, paint an image, since, reported since, November 2021, they've already been processing 9.7 billion transactions with that.
With a B.
With a B, man.
That's crazy.
With the digital yuan. So.
That's crazy.
That was a smart move by them to even roll that out right by the Olympics time period.
Yeah, because think about it, right? Before, it was huge where if you were transacting in Visa or any other, credit card merchant, you had to pay fees. But with cash, you weren't paying fees. But now with this digital currency for China, there's no fees. So that actually increases the use for it. It makes it better for people to say, hey, I'm actually just going to use the Chinese currency now, which is a lot better for their economy, obviously. Exactly.
And that's a power move, honestly. And it's it comes from this whole CBDC push, which is central bank digital currency.
Yeah.
As we were talking about, all these different countries are rolling out their own CBDCs, and it's left to be seen whether the U.S. will actually do it. A lot of the other major countries are moving in that direction. U.S. is kind of the slow one out of those. But U.S.
You trying to throw shade on U.S. right now?
I'm a spy, bro.
He's watching. Just letting you know.
I'm not really a
Ladies
U.S. citizen.
We got him.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. That's a fact. But on a real note, though, the U.S., they might head in that direction as well. I mean, some countries that's done it already have been the Bahamas, Nigeria, what you call
Jamaica did it.
Jamaica. Shout out my yardies, you know what I mean? You already know that's my whole family. And then Ukraine actually, and I know Ukraine actually has been in the news a lot. So
a lot.
Word. I mean, if anything, we could get right into that right now.
We definitely could talk about it.
You know what I'm saying? Put us on. What's been going on with Russia and Ukraine, and how is it affecting us?
Honestly, the most simple way that I put it is this reminds me of the past, where World War I, World War II was happening, and the way it's looking, what Russia is doing right now, I think this could cause a large war to happen, which would cause a huge decline in the stock market. And I'm talking a big decline, where I see a potential for, I wouldn't say a recession per se, because we're going to dive into that now, but it definitely has a huge impact.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, it's gonna impact us heavily, bro.
Right. So you want to explain exactly what's happening with that?
Yeah, like what's happening with Russia and everything.
Yeah, because I feel like it's important to know the background of it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, at this point, their president, Vladimir Putin, he's thinking about invading Ukraine. And it's like everybody right now, all these different world leaders are kind of coming to him saying like, yo, please don't do it.
And just to pause on that, do you guys ever wonder how those meetings go? I'm not even trying to be funny right now, but when I think about it, I'm always like, yo, like if you're in a meeting and you're like a crazy dictator and I'm supposed to be someone in a different country, do I just literally call you on my phone like, yo, you probably shouldn't do this, bro? And are you like, nah, I'm going to do it? And I'm like, no, please don't. I've always wondered how those meetings go because if you read the news, it literally says, oh, Biden to hop on a call with Putin. Hop on a call. Is it a Zoom session? We're talking about literal war happening.
War, people losing lives.
And you're on a Zoom session putting up the stock.
Yeah, that's
like
wild.
What? Nah, but obviously it's crazy what's happening because when you think about it, Russia had a huge influence over the entire world when it was called Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Correct? And now, essentially what they're saying is, yo, we want that control back.
It's a fact.
Right? Because with the U.S. obviously promoting democracy, they always want to influence other countries in Europe. And now, with them saying, hey, we're trying to, push the democracy part out, Russia says, no, we're actually trying to keep our control over Eastern Europe.
Yeah.
Which is huge because not only that influence, but now other countries are scared because not only U.S. is scared, obviously, but other countries are scared because if a war happens, this happens to influence oil, this happens to influence the economy, and obviously we don't want you to get too scared because obviously there's news coming out on a daily basis about this stuff, but right now, when you look at the stock market and the wars that happened in the past, it's huge.
Nah, for real. Like, the stock market is going to react to news. Like, we can't just pay attention to U.S. news and think that, stock market is only affected by U.S. News. Nah, world news directly impacts our markets.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to react.
And on the whole, global news happening and impacting the U.S. market, we have a chart here, right? So when you look at the chart, it's basically showing you the different events that occurred in the past. So all these different, it sucks to say, but all these different invasions, all these different wars that you see, and it breaks down on a 1 month, on a 3 month, on a 6 month, on a 12-month basis to see how the market recovered. So the point that we always make to these guys is what? DCA.
Facts.
Right? Just
Dollar
automate.
cost average.
Exactly. If you don't know what that means, what should they do?
Please check out Rookie Mondays.
Please. But basically, this is exactly showing you what we always preach. Yes. Is this going to have an impact on the stock market? Yes. Are we saying in the short term it's going to be great? No. You're obviously going to see a little bit of a decline. But the chart essentially shows that on a 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, and 12-month basis, it actually gradually increases your returns over time. So if you are a long-term investor, and we're not saying 1 year is long-term, but if you hold and continue to DCA, you're going to be perfectly fine.
Exactly. As always, it's like the same answer for everything. You know, every time the market goes down, we know that it's going to come back up. It's like, so I just never understand why we always want to panic in times like these, because look at all the crises we just showed on the screen. And it always came back up higher than it was before. So
you just got to be careful right now. The reason why we're talking about the global market, because obviously the Chinese news is important, and then you got the Russian news going out. Just be careful what's happening around the world because it obviously has a huge impact on the U.S. But let's talk about what's happening in the U.S.
Yeah, we could. I just want to make that last point on Russia too. Just with it's gonna send oil prices sky high, which affects everything. Which is
absolutely
like if they were to invade, directly affecting our markets. Just to point out, but it actually does lead into what we're talking about.
Yeah, I was gonna say it goes right into inflation.
Yeah, it goes directly right into inflation. So
we were talking about inflation with you guys last week. We mentioned it just to keep your eyes out for what the news is gonna say on the report. And I mean, there you have it. The report was not in our favor, to be honest. Like, what was the inflation number? 7.5?
7.5%.
Yeah, so, I mean, I just want to make sure. Yeah, literally, Yahoo Finance comes out and says that inflation reaches 40-year highs. Oh, my God. And a 7.5 annual percent gain. Yep. That's ridiculous.
It's the highest it's been since 1982.
So, what does that mean, right? When a lot of people talk to us and they're like, yo, what does inflation mean? We explained it to you guys. But the most simple way that we're going to tell you guys right now, when you guys go out to shop, okay, and you guys see that the McChicken is no longer $1, okay, or you guys, yes, I brought food up. I'm sorry.
We always talking about food, bro.
But like, not think about it. If you get milk at grocery stores, if you get like eggs or whatever you're getting, it literally says food and home prices rose 1% during the month. So food that you buy at grocery stores and you bring to your house, it's going up 1%. It's being reported. While food away from home, prices rose 0.7%. And now electricity, that rose 4.2%.
That's crazy, bro.
So this is what inflation does to you guys, right? It's actually impacting everyone's life. So just don't think about inflation as like, all right, it doesn't impact me.
Oh, it impacts you heavily. It impacts you more than you even realize.
Mm-hmm.
And then you want to put your money in like a savings account, which is giving you like 0.04% growth, but inflation is 7.5%. Your money is losing at a value of 7.5%.
And for those people in my corporate field, so just think about it. I know when you guys get raises, unless you work at a good firm where, you know, it actually matches for inflation, or you work in an industry where you get matched for inflation, unfortunately, most raises are really 3%. You know, maybe 2 to 3. If you're lucky, you get 5 to 6, unless, as I said, you get matched. But on a regular year, you get 6%. Great. Now you're still losing money on that. You get 6% raise. It didn't even meet or match the inflation.
Yep. You're literally losing money.
You're actually losing money. So now you went from 100,000 to 106,000. Well, you actually don't make 106. I'm sorry to tell you.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
Yeah.
And then when you think about it, as Rel just said, the best way to counteract inflation is to invest.
Yeah.
But then the Fed is also letting us know that, we know what's happening with inflation, and we're gonna do something about it. So this is what, the 9th episode, as I said. So we've been talking about this for a while as well.
We've been talking about this.
But the Fed is coming out and saying we're going to raise interest rates, and we're most likely going to have between 3 to 4 raises, or rises.
Rises.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to have 3 to 4 rises of interest rates in this year. So just think about that for a second. It's obviously coming, and it's in March, I believe, the first week of March around.
Yeah, it should be in March.
So that's spooky.
That's how they counteract inflation, while raising interest rates and the quantitative easing, which we talked about on this channel.
And for those of you guys who are wondering, the stock
tightening is how they stop inflation. Quantitative tightening. Got you.
So for those of you who are actually wondering right now, like, what's happening with the stock market and stuff like this, right? It's going down. Everything's, not the best. It's obviously because of this news on inflation that people were already saying, oh, inflation's happening, interest rates are going crazy, housing market we talked about as well. And obviously that puts fear in people's, eyes.
Yeah, what people got to realize is like this year is very hard to be, let's say you're a day trader or you're somebody that does short-term options.
I pray for you.
Not for real. Like this year is just wild. It's been a roller coaster because there's so much uncertainty in the market. We got inflation at all-time highs, supply chain issues. We got Russia with Ukraine, everything, crypto regulations. The market will react to any type of news right now because at the end of the day, macroeconomic conditions will determine like what the market does. I understand. So right now, with any type of news that comes out, when inflation is going to be reported, you can kind of look ahead and predict like, all right, there's going to be a shakeup in the market. So like,
and we're telling you right now, like, sorry to cut you, we're literally telling you guys there's going to be an interest rate hike. So think about what he's saying right now. I just wanted to make that point. Like, you guys don't even have to do that much homework. We're literally telling you it's going to happen because we're doing the research.
Exactly. Like you just have to watch like for major events. Like we said, like for example, we knew inflation reports was coming out last Thursday.
Yep.
So I knew like if it was a negative report, the market would negatively react.
Which we knew is most likely going to be because we're already looking at the prices going up.
Exactly. So just think ahead, think macro. You don't even have to necessarily use technicals and what type of technical analysis, EMAs and stuff like that necessarily if you could just pay attention to the broader market.
Yeah, I agree. And for those of you guys who are, thinking about college and paying off your loans, I know you had a point to make on that. So you want to hit on that? Yeah,
like the average tuition and fees has it has doubled actually.
Which is why.
It's doubled since 2010. So it's like 12 years ago.
You know what's crazy? That's when we were not even in college yet, right? 2013. That's crazy because I remember thinking about going to CUSE and it was like, the rate was about 50, 60K. And then I looked it up. It went to 65K, then it went to 70K. And I was like, wow. And now look at this article when we were doing our research. It makes sense. Yeah. You guys saying inflation, once again, it's not only your food and electricity and gas. It literally impacts every single thing you do in life.
It's everything. And then so it's like we already have a national debt crisis. We have all this debt. Everybody, and remember, we have to start paying these debts back as they're bringing loans back.
Can you say that again for people? Because I swear to God, I feel like people think it's sweet. Like, that, you're never going to pay off debt again.
Bro, you got to pay these debts back. They want it back. They getting it back in blood. Believe me.
Yeah.
Y'all better make sure y'all pay your debts back. And the thing is, you're paying it back with dollars that are worth less.
Unless you follow the Bad Talk Show and you're investing your money.
And you're investing that money. That's a fact.
That's really what it comes down to. It's something that, speaking of investing, I want to kind of talk about this because Super Bowl just happened. I'm not gonna lie. I love Odell. I love your cleats. You went crazy. You went wild. I hope his ACL is okay though. I'm not gonna lie. That was terrible. Facts. But speaking of investing, Coinbase did something pretty damn cool on the Super Bowl.
That was so genius, son.
I was amazing.
Excited when I watched that. I was like, yo, Coinbase is gangster for that.
Nah, they really did their damn thing. So if you guys don't know, obviously Super Bowl ads are very expensive, right? And this is another point that we're going to make on inflation and how the prices keep on going up. Back in 2015, to do a 30-second ad on during the Super Bowl, it was about 4 million, right? 4.5 million. Now, in this, 6 years time span? It's gone up to 6.5 million. So it just 2 million increase. Yeah. And think about it, this is 30 seconds. So the reason why I made that point though is because Coinbase, let's just go back to it, put out an ad and they spent $7 million on an ad during the Super Bowl.
And that ad was so genius.
When you think about it, it's literally a QR code that they put out. For those of you who didn't watch it, make sure you guys actually check it out. We might actually just put the link to it even below. But when you think about it, they basically said, yo, obviously crypto's a big move. We know we're trying to put it. And they weren't the only company. Actually, I think 2 other crypto companies.
Yeah, FTX and Crypto.com.
Yeah, Crypto.com did have an ad. It's the new Staples Center, basically, right?
Yeah.
So they had ads, all the big crypto companies, but Coinbase stole the show because essentially what they did, they put out a QR and literally was like bouncing from like wall to wall, like side to side of the TV. And it said, yo, scan this, and by February 15th, if you download and use Coinbase, we give you $15 worth of Bitcoin for free.
Yeah, that was such a power move, man. Like, such a power move. It got so many people to get Coinbase. It actually sent them from the 186th downloaded app to the second downloaded app, second most downloaded
It's
app.
crazy because it literally drove 20 million hits. 20 million hits. So think about it. If you do the math on it, right, you might be thinking like, yo, you put 7 million on an ad, it drove 20 million hits, you're giving $15, how does it benefit them? This is genius. For those of you guys who don't understand this still, crypto is the future. Okay, like at this point, we can't hide from it. And we've told you guys before, even if you are super, super safe, it's a good idea, once again, tutors, advisors, it is a good idea to get some exposure to it. Because stuff like this, if Coinbase is going up and you see other cryptos doing it, Staples Center, shout out to Kobe, right? Like RIP, honestly, if you think about it, the Staples Center, Los Angeles Lakers, is now called Crypto.com.
The Crypto.com Center.
That doesn't even sound right. I'm about to throw up.
It don't sound right, but yo, crypto is straight to the moon.
Yeah, like just think about stuff like this. So this is showing you guys as another news that's happening right now around the world. Crypto's happening. Coinbase is huge. And now you're seeing ads for it. And we talked about it before. This goes right back into what we mentioned earlier. Like the first piece, China, digital currency.
Yep.
India, digital currency. It's just, the writing's on the wall at this point.
The writing is definitely on the wall. It's like, crypto, you can't not be exposed to it at this point, man.
Honestly.
It's everything. So I just want y'all to make sure you're looking into that field, because I know we talk stocks a lot and everything, but you need to be involved in crypto. The most popular one is Bitcoin. Yeah. You know what I mean? You can at least get yourself some Bitcoin. We saw it incentivized off Coinbase's ad.
And for those of you who don't know stuff about crypto and you guys haven't checked out our videos yet, we did a whole crypto 101 session, right? And it was an hour long, I believe. So it was very, very detailed. Like you're not gonna, you might go into that video and see that you don't know much. When you come out, you're gonna realize that you learned a good amount.
Heck yeah, definitely, bro. That video was detailed OD. Like if you watch that video, you're gonna come out like, yeah, I'm confident to invest in this space. It also shows you why you should be invested in that space. And we have a free ebook as well. We have a free crypto ebook we wrote up for you that'll put you on as well, where you can actually be like, yo, nah, crypto, I know this like the back of my hand. You could walk in any room and have a conversation after reading that.
You know what's funny about this? We've been actually getting feedback for it too. Shout out to everyone who's downloaded it. But people have texted me. People have actually hit up our Insta DMs as well and said, I appreciate this. It's very simple.
Facts.
And stuff like that makes me feel good because I know you put a lot of time into reading it. I put a lot of time into reading it. And it's like, it just feels good.
Into writing it.
Oh, into writing it, yeah. It just, I feel like you guys really have to take advantage of the fact that it's free. And, we're really putting a lot of time and effort into it.
How much is it?
It's free.
Oh, all right.
So we really, put a lot of time into writing it, like reading it over, just a lot of time went into it. So I think you guys should check it out for sure. But that basically covers up everything we want to talk about today in terms of current news that's happening. This is a shorter episode because honestly, right now there's a lot happening. We tried to summarize it for you. But in terms of upcoming news, these are some of the big companies. I know, Tyrell, you love this company. They have earnings coming up. So NVIDIA has earnings coming up. So definitely tune into that. Yep. Walmart has something coming up. And then DraftKings.
DraftKings, man, long awaited. Yo, DraftKings, I got into DraftKings early, and they had promise, man.
And they did.
They had a lot of promise, and I just didn't like how they were spending their money. So I'm excited to see what.
I'm about to say, I actually really want to talk about DraftKings with you when we see their financials, because I want to see what their projections are.
Exactly, same here. And if you guys have noticed on earnings lately, when a company reports negative earnings or bad earnings, it's severely impacted these companies. We've seen it with Facebook.
Oh my God, yeah, that was terrible. And we even saw with PayPal go down. And not only that, if you're in the same industry, for example, Square or Affirm, and one of your competitors reports earnings, it actually influences you too.
Yup.
So just keep that in mind. But hopefully you guys like this episode. If you're still watching, please like it for sure. Subscribe, comment any questions you have, and make sure you hit that notification bell. They got to download that ebook because it's what?
Free, man. It's free.
There it is. But as we said, hopefully you guys enjoyed your week. And make sure you check out our episode on Monday because we got a lot of stuff coming out for you. But until then, peace.
Peace.